Now, I already said 2023 wasn't a great year for gaming, and I could support this claim by holding up titles like Golem and saying it's the worst thing ever, or maybe using something like King Kong to point out a game that's so bad it's funny. Ha ha ha, OMG guys, let's do a let's play. But I haven't played either of those games because I refuse to spend my money on a game I know is going to be bad. I did it last year with Babylon's Fall, and I regret it to this day. Instead, I'm going to tell you games that I bought but didn't like. This isn't necessarily the worst games this year. They're just the games that me personally, Jonathan Rosenblum, head game critic at Tibbs TV, did not enjoy. Games that you should absolutely wait for a sale or when they're free or when they come bundled with a controller. And no game sums this up better than Spider-Man 2. Now, when I say Spider-Man 2 is a disappointing game, I don't mean that it's bad. There are plenty of worse games that came out this year. What I'm saying is that there's no reason to play this game over Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man Miles Morales. Everything about the gameplay and world is almost exactly the same. In fact, you can literally argue that some of the graphical choices they made this time around are actually worse. I'm a huge fan of character reboots and redesigns. I liked the Dante reboot. I liked the Cole McGrath reboot. But the fact that they have gone through so many, 3 different Peter Parker models and have landed on the worst one is astonishing. I mean, this is what the model looks like, and this is what the avatar looks like. There's a weird disconnect when you change the way characters look game after game. The combat is the main gameplay loop, and it's just about the same as the first. Simple, flashy, and fun. And packed completely full of moves you'll never use because there are literally just too many. Which for a game like Devil May Cry is great because those powers and combos are key to beating the various enemies throughout the campaign. In Spider-Man 2, none of those combos are really better than simply punching and dodging when prompted by the indicator light. Then there are only really 7 enemy types in this game, and by 2 hours in, you've seen them all. Even Forspoken had more enemies than this. They do add some new twists to the gameplay in the form of some new powerful suit upgrades, but they really don't play any differently than having the Iron Spider suit on. And they still lack any improvement to the Arkham style combat that has been a plague to open world games since like Mad Max. And normally all this would be fine because Insomniac is so good at the fundamentals. The story is pretty enjoyable, it's bright, it's colorful, it has licensed music.
What's the score? I have no idea. Me neither.
So why is Spider-Man 2 on this list? Well, it's because of the wingsuit. And personally, I don't give a shit if Spider-Man's wingsuit is canon. It was stupid in the comics, and it's stupid now. Spider-Man is not about flying. Flight is not a power he has. More importantly, one of the main reasons people play Spider-Man games is to experience the awesome swinging. It's why the first Spider-Man 2 was so great. And Spider-Man on PS4 was probably the best version of swinging since that. Why on God's green earth would they spend so much development time implementing a system that completely circumvents it? That basically tells people not to interact with the New York City map that they poured their heart and souls into making look pretty. The game forces you to use it so often, and I don't know a single person whose complaint from Spider-Man 4 was, gee, I don't think the movement is fun and fluid enough. Everyone loved that. What they said was that they wished the side quests were more expansive and the city was more alive, that there was something to do in this game after you beat its incredibly short story.
Spider-Man's open world doesn't consistently deliver the thrilling moments of its main campaign, but the foundation laid here is undoubtedly a spectacular time.
They even bring back that car mission that's all over the place in the first Spider-Man games that you think they might add one twist or curve to, but nope, it's just replaying the same thing over and over again. It shows that all of this money, time, and manpower was spent on getting Spider-Man to fly for some reason. And I'm gonna be real with you, I think the reason is they knew this would sell well. It's Spider-Man. Why not use the money for this game to develop flight technology for that upcoming X-Men game that we're all awaiting? I bet you there is a flying character that plays a lot like a certain friendly neighborhood Spider-Man we all know and love. There is no reason to play this game at $70. The theme of all this year's disappointing games is that they all kind of have better versions of them. And number 4 is no exception. Atomic Heart. Really, this game is so close to being amazing, and yet it's just boring. It feels familiar. It feels safe. Even the raunch and sex stuff in it doesn't land.
I'm at your service, sugar. Anything for my master? What can I do for you?
And I guess I'm personally frustrated by it because I love the Shock games. BioShock, System Shock are great games. And there's no game currently filling that void right now. Ever since Prey died, Atomic Heart could have stepped up. It just needed to take the vibe of BioShock and do something new with it. But instead, it took that vibe and did the exact same thing. To say nothing of the ending of this game, which is literally the exact same as BioShock 1's. It is fine to wear your references on your sleeve, and I'm rooting for this team to make something special in the future. But there's just no reason to play this game. There's no reason to buy it until you've played literally every other BioShock in all their DLCs. Otherwise, you might go into it thinking it's a breath of fresh air, when in fact, it's completely stale. Coming in at a stealthy number 3 is the new Assassin's Creed game. And honestly, my energy is so low for this one because it's so boring, I just don't care. Basim as a character doesn't suck. The acting is fine. The gameplay is honestly better than Valhalla. But is that what we're settling for? Better than the worst game so far? And what makes this sting extra bad is with the Ubisoft leaks, we know this was meant to be DLC. And then every preview and press release was all about how this game was a fully fledged Assassin's Creed game, a return to form. But this is about as fully fledged as a soft-boiled egg. Sure, there are 60 hours of content, I love that, but it's absolute horseshit. Because out of those 60 hours, only 10 of them are any good, which is common for Assassin's Creed games. AC Valhalla was 100 hours and only 5 of them were good.
Make a pyre of the past.
AC Odyssey was even longer, but it was all good because the game was incredibly funny for a video game,
Go get it.
taught you new swear words,
Malaka.
and the setting hasn't been done before. And what is fun about this game? What's the hook? Assassin's Creed 1, Hidden Blade. Assassin's Creed 2, 2 Hidden Blades. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, multiplayer. Assassin's Creed Revelations, a literal hook. Assassin's Creed 3, guns. Assassin's Creed 4, ships. Assassin's Creed Rogue, playing as the bad guy. Assassin's Creed Unity, co-op. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you can be a gal now. Assassin's Creed Origins, Egyptian Witcher. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Greek Witcher. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Vikings in a total snooze. And now Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is just what? Playing as a bad guy? AC Rogue does that. Playing as a hot, charming dude? That's half the games. Its hook, truthfully, is that it's abandoning the RPG stuff. And really it hasn't. Legitimately, Assassin's Creed Nexus is more fun than this game, and that's not even a fully fledged Assassin's Creed game. This game is Ubisoft milking players for one last dollar before releasing something that actually might be different. Now this one I really wanted to put at number 1 because it hurt me as a Bethesda fan incredibly deeply. And of course I'm talking about Starfield. And if you've clicked on this channel, then there's a good chance you've seen my much loved Starfield video where I compare it to Baldur's Gate 3, in which I dispel the notion that Bethesda does not know exactly what they are doing, which is another company putting out a stopgap piece of shit so they can work on systems between this and the next Elder Scrolls. Starfield is just so small, and that's weird to say, but it's so small. It's about an unexplorable galaxy because it's so big, and yet it is so small. The only stuff that is new in this game is building and flying spaceships. It has fewer storylines than Fallout 4, fewer weapons than Fallout 4. To say nothing of the player choice within the game, which might as well be right on the rails. This game is like if Mass Effect listened to the complainers of the first one and focused on making real explorable planets for your Mako instead of dedicated player hubs. I mean, if you walk through a city in Oblivion, you'll get like 5 quests. You go to a bar in Skyrim and you'll be busy for hours. In Starfield, fuck you, here's a quest board. The side quests are minimal and not that deep, and the few that are deep are over in the blink of an eye. I really think they just rushed this out because Xbox really has nothing for this year. I bet that year they spent on polish was really a year of getting the content up enough to be considered worth a single game, because there is no way this game is considered polished.
Problem?
And nowadays, it doesn't matter if your game launches with half its content missing. You just work on it for another 2 years, keep getting sales, and you end up with a major hit. One of the annoying things about Cyberpunk getting all of this recognition for its Phantom Liberty DLC is the fact Cyberpunk was an amazing game at launch, with the large caveat you had to have a PC or next-gen console to truly appreciate it. The Phantom Liberty updates really don't do that much outside of rework the police, and even with the rework, they are incredibly buggy. It's just enough time has passed so everyone forgot how it blew up their PS4 and they can finally see it for the great game it always was. There is no update that could fix this game, unless they somehow added new paths through existing quests. And it's just such a bummer because I was promised something bigger and something better than Bethesda's past games. But Starfield does not feel like the next step in the Bethesda genre. But if you think Starfield was the biggest pile of shit Bethesda would give us in 2023, you're wrong. It's Redfall. Wow, what a shit game. Just make a co-op Dishonored. It's not that hard. Or make a co-op Deadloop. These all feel like more reachable ideas than a vampire hunting simulator. What the fuck? I mean, what in the last 10 years of culture has told you vampires are in? And then, like, even with the premise, you don't kill vampires really. You kill their thralls that are just NPCs with fucking guns. You just killed guards from Dishonored. I mean, what are we doing here, people? And the only logic I can think of is that someone was really passionate about this game at one point and legitimately thought a vampire looter shooter will inspire friends and rivals alike. They built the game about 25% of the way, realized the idea was fucking horrible but had spent too much money on it to shelve it. But the Microsoft deal went through and they needed something to release, so fuck it, send it. Which is a shame because the studio's talented. It's gonna be a real bummer when Microsoft rips their throats out for this. But either way, it's inexcusable for a game to launch in this state. I'm not saying Dishonored had Kojima levels of AI, but Jesus, these guys fucking suck. I didn't think you could make enemies that were more boring than the thugs in Batman. You need to put in more glass cannons and less bullet sponges. It's simple. Just copy all the things that Halo does. I literally don't think a game could be this poorly conceived until I heard about that new Suicide Squad game. Again, coming out well after the IP has gotten stale. Superheroes and zombies, no one gives a shit about them. And now every time I hear the words live service, it feels less like a fun time and more like I'm supporting human trafficking. And with my final words on this year, I just want to reiterate that it was pathetic. The only IP we got was Starfield and Lies of P. Outside of the good indie games, which again are Shadows of a Doubt, Sifu, and a bunch of others that I'm going to try and list right here, was too safe. It's not that the games were bad, it just feels like I've played them before, especially when I have played them before. So my overall feeling is that it's just stale. We really need something fresh in here. So 2024, let's fucking go.